So someone called it, I think it was you, Jake, or someone on the live show. We're watching World's End, and Ospreay got 2 5-star matches. So
yeah,
Dave just tongue in his nutsack and his taint. The Okada Ospreay match got 5.25 stars. Like, how, man? This is the thing. I don't even get. You can't give that many 5 stars in a year. Like, I think Ospreay got like 45 this year. We got a list, actually. I have a list.
I think it was 15 was what I meant.
Bro.
Yeah, which is still
5
like
stars. So
I don't think. Yeah.
Well, that means none of them are 5 stars, bro. That means like 10 of them can't be 5 stars. You know, if one, how is the World's End comparable to some on Dynamite? Then I just don't get it. There's no way any of these are 5 stars. And he gave him 2 in one night. So, of course, Glaze Meltzer here. Will Ospreay finished off his year by getting 15 5-star or higher rated matches in 2024 alone. This is proof right here that Dave just likes moves. And now he will say, no, I don't just like moves. He'll say he doesn't until it suits him. But versus Okada at Battle in the Valley. Who remembers? And here's the thing: no one remembers any of these matches because they all bleed together and look the same and have all the same spots and they're all the same match. So how are they all 5 stars? Someone tell me what happened in the Michael Oku match. Someone tell me what happened at either in the MJF matches. Someone tell me what happened against Pac. Like, remind me of some of this. They're not memorable because it's just all the time. So
the only one I remember is that first MJF match because they put it on free TV and it went almost an hour. And it's like, what the hell are you friggin' doing?
Ospreay, I don't think has had one match ever in his career better than Kurt Angle.
Nope.
At his peak. Just my humble opinion. And yet he just got 15 more 5 stars than Kurt Angle's ever gotten in 1 year alone. And
I'd love to see how many 5-star matches Dave gave between, like, I don't know, 2000 and 2015. I don't think you probably
I bet not even 15. I bet not even 15, bro.
Yeah, that's the difference. Like, that's why this doesn't matter.
This is complete and utter nonsense. This is Shillington. This is grifting. This is exactly everything he projects. All these old senile podcasters. Yeah, Dave, this Ospreay style was cool in 2011 in YouTube clips and Twitter clips.
Yeah.
This isn't actually cool, bro. It's passe. You're out of touch. You suck. You're a grifter. You're doing this to rip people off of money, or you just absolutely are just out of touch and don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Someone will defend. Alvarez will defend this. We're going to get to that. But Drain Bamager, what a wrestler. Okay. It's so bad, man. Just everyone take a look at that. Never forget. He can never undo this. Oh, man. He's just ruined his credibility on so many levels. So The Rock. And again, I broke down earlier why The Rock absolutely will be there. He just bought a bunch of more stocks in the company and he's, you know what I mean? The final boss. So Meltzer goes, nobody had directly told us that Dwayne Johnson will be on the show, WWE Netflix premiere, but I would think there's a good shot of it. They've advertised him in the advertising, you idiot. There's a belief he's doing WrestleMania, although nobody knows what capacity. And as noted, Cena vs. Rhodes is right now scheduled. No, I just don't believe. I think they have multiple matches planned. And there's 2 nights of Mania. Everyone freaking out about Cena Rhodes. Okay, that's 1 night of Mania. Is right now scheduled. Meaning the original plans of Rhodes versus Rock are off, but you don't know that's the plans, Dave. They switched the plans last minute, last WrestleMania. It could be Roman Rock. We still need to get that done. Like, you don't know. Shut the fuck up.
And no one's telling him shit anyway. Like, no one's telling Dave stuff anyway with WWE. He's literally just guessing. We've seen that. Or going off of old footage from 2014 and saying they had a segment backstage. Jackass.
So on sale now, you can meet Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez for a Q&A in Las Vegas. Come on down. Hey. So for $87.20, you can go meet Meltzer and Alvarez.
$90 to meet these 2 morons.
Do you like punishment? It's crazy. So here's Dave Meltzer, what the title alludes to. Meltzer goes, I've been covering the business for 50 years. I may have written about drawing tens of thousands of times in that period. But also, I've eaten great food in restaurants that didn't sell as many Wagyu beef steaks as McDonald sells burgers. that doesn't inherently make the burgers taste better. And Dose brings up a good, I mean, he's completely lost the plot. This is literal. We covered this a year ago, a year and a half ago on this show. The sickos going, oh, but McDonald's and Taylor Swift. And we've completely and utterly destroyed that argument entirely. I've broken it down many ways why that's a bad argument, or if you want to make that argument that WWE's McDonald's, that still makes WWE better, because McDonald's is better than all of these. It serves way more people in context of what is their goal, right? So Dave, earlier, we're like, well, what is the goal? What is the big picture of AEW? Is it to draw money? What is the big picture? We don't know. Well, we know that WWE's mission statement is we're trying to go global with pro wrestling and get this all over the world and have a presence all over the world and to as many people as possible while doing what we love to do, that is pro wrestling. Okay, so we don't know AEW's real mission statement, and it seems like that should be aligned with WWE's. So in which case, then you'd want to be McDonald's, because what is McDonald's mission statement? To get burgers to as many people as they can. Everyone loves McDonald's. Anyone going, I love a Wagyu burger. You like McDonald's, though. Everyone likes it, and that's why it's the best, because it's affordable and accessible to as many people as possible. It's everywhere and anywhere, and it's affordable and accessible. And when you go to Japan, they modify the menu a bit to cater to their sickos. Oh, think about that, right? But typically, you go to every McDonald's and they have here's a Happy Meal. Here's the things you know and love. I've broken this down a billion times, man. You're in the entertainment business. The goal is to entertain as many people. Their goal is to sell as many burgers as possible, and they're doing that. And no one's going to come in here and go, McDonald's is all these fat keyboard warriors going, right? It's McDonald's. You all love nuggies, bro. You all eat McDonald's. You all do it. Shut the fuck up. None of you go and buy Wagyu burgers. You're not even buying tickets to the AEW shows. So shut the fuck up for real, bro.
No, yeah.
Yeah. And Dose breaks it down. He goes, except Wagyu is the premium price product and McDonald's is the discount brand. AEW is the high price product. AEW is the discounted to free product. It ain't non-Kobe. That's pretty funny. But yeah, so I absolutely am howling at this. It's 2025. He can't help but literally revert to the most subhuman, low IQ, troglodyte, plebeian, simpleton argument of doing the McDonald. What's next? He's going to start saying WWE's Taylor Swift next. Is that your next move, Dave? Right? Like, we can debunk. Not only is that argument just bad anyways, and I just easily freestyle, I just debunked it again for the millionth time. If you listen to the show, cooked you, Meltzer, like a Big Mac, son. Cooked you, bro. Like
There's that video of wrestling otaku yelling at women who walk past him that don't say hi. What's he doing in that video? Eating McDonald's.
There you go, bro. Everyone eats it. It's for everyone. That's what I thought. Wrestling's for everyone. Wrestling's for everyone. Okay, well, guess what? Fine dining Wagyu beef isn't for everyone either. You know that, right? Like, some people go, oh, that lean meat is too hard. It's actually too hard when it's too lean. And people are like that all the time. This is a sicko argument from 2 years ago, and he's resorting to this. That doesn't inherently make the burgers taste better. Right, but Dave, and here's the other thing. AEW doesn't taste better either. Like, that's the thing. To you, again, how food tastes is entirely subjective, right? Can be objective about it. Like, that's too salty. Like, no, I get it if you like salt, but to everyone else, that's too salty, right? I get it. But here's the thing. Okay, what about an Ospreay match is better than a Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns match? Tell me that. What about CM Punk and Drew is not as good as Ricochet, Takeshita, Ospreay? And I'll debunk that. So if you want to talk about subjectively, like, what makes good wrestling, objectively the art of it, I'll debunk that. Who drew the most, I can debunk that. Who, objectively speaking, for the wrestling business, this can be debunked, bro. But what makes AEW match taste better? Like, just in general, Dave, like, he's speaking as though just in general AEW is just better. If you watch it, then you'd obviously know it's the better fine dining of wrestling. But no one thinks that. Everyone tried to watch it. No one thinks that. So you're wrong. And Dose Evil saying it's actually that AEW is the McDonald's, if you really think about it. They're the lower quality, whatever. But I think my argument's better, where it's like, okay, no, like, yeah, WWE's McDonald's. Okay, how's that a bad thing? I'll just make the argument how that's a good thing and how you're dumb if you don't think, because you love McDonald's, bro. And every wrestler loves McDonald's and they love WWF. Let's just be honest.
And then you say, you yell it like everybody, wrestling is for everybody. You know what's for everybody? McDonald's.
Yeah. So moving along here, Neckbeard says AEW burns the Wagyu beef and covers it in ketchup. That's what it is, bro. It's like, yeah, but Wagyu dipped in is going to taste like Dave, so it doesn't really matter. Like you have
not even Heinz ketchup, some off-brand ketchup.
Yeah, like you have Kenny Omega, you come up, he's like a prime cut, let's say, or take one of these guys, Wardlow, you come up, bury him, he's nowhere to be seen for 2 years, then you pull the Wagyu beef out, throw it on the fryer and serve it blue or whatever. Like no one wants that on the flat top, and then you serve it blue. No one wants that.
Yeah,
it's trash. At McDonald's, here's a guy like Javon Evans who might not be that polished, but here's how we're going to present him in a way where it's delicious. And that's what McDonald's does. I don't get how you're going to make this dumb McDonald's analogy. And I tweeted it. I was like, anybody who makes this analogy these days is entirely void. They're just unable to have this conversation. We're just not allowed to have this conversation with you anymore. Someone says, I have an analogy I post on social media. I can send it to you, Phil. Tony makes great pizza, but he positions himself as an Italian restaurant. There you go. I don't even think he makes great pizza, bro. That's Luigi. The Luigi Primo makes great pizza. 50 years and 80 million words later, says Heel Uzi. So Meltzer says AEW did 588.16, not including Max. So that's the same numbers. That's what they would have did for if the college game is on TV. And I don't think I think like 10,000 people watch that on Max. I'm telling you, on 1-to-1, no Sugar Bowl head-to-head, but Oregon-Ohio State game against the early part of the show did 21.1 million, and most watched non-NFL sporting event on TV in like 10 months. Well, good for them. So they did
college football's big,
and good for AEW. They did like around their normal, a little lower, but did a good key demo according to Meltzer. Like who cares? Like all this, who cares, Dave? You're trying to make this matter, but they're on Max now, so I thought it didn't matter anymore or whatever. But they're getting the money, right? So Zack Sabre Jr. versus Ricochet tomorrow at Wrestle Dynasty will officially be for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Either this match or Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd is main eventing the Tokyo Dome tomorrow. What did we cover here a few weeks ago? Weeks ago on PWT chat. So I quote tweeted this and I said, remember like a month or so ago, Meltzer completely stooged in passing while arguing with some mark that Ricochet was main eventing the Tokyo Dome, and everyone was like, what? He's in on Tony Khan's creative. That alone is the proof. We're going to find out he owns 2% or something. And I'm being a smart ass, but for real, like how did he know that and stooge that out? One, well, he's main eventing the Tokyo Dome, and we were all like, what? What's Dave talking about? Who does he mean, Ricochet? And I was like, bro, they're gonna do Ospreay Ricochet at the Tokyo Dome. No, it's Sabre, and then Sabre Jr. won the title, blah blah blah. Oh, it's a specialty singles match, and if Sabre wins the title, I was like, holy, Dave stooged it. Ricochet, it's in his contract, or it was promised to him, or I don't know, but he's main eventing the Tokyo Dome with Sabre Jr. for the title. Boy. And that's like a dream of his or something Tony's gonna make come true. So Dave just stooged it, and we covered it here on the show, and we caught it. He's a moron. So I quote tweeted the McDonald's thing, and I was like, when you start doing the McDonald's analogies, you've completely fallen off and have absolutely nothing valid to say anymore. I'm not shocked he's resorted to NPC talking points. I'm really not. Meltzer said what the goat says that he's got some Meltzer stuff here about Shibata's brain. Okay, so Meltzer said they had to remove his brain during surgery and put it back in, and the time doctor said there was no way possible he could ever wrestle again. And where's Dave? Is this like a throwback to when Dave said this?
Yeah, because this was years ago. This is one of my of all the Jim Cornette quotes, them reading this is probably the best one, because they're just like, wait, what did he say?
Yeah, they had to remove his brain during surgery and put it back in. At the time, doctor said there was no way possible he could ever wrestle again, and he's going to be at this show. Dude, they took his brain out and put it in. Meltzer took his fucking brain out.
We're going to put it in a bucket over here. It's fine. And clean out his head and put his brain back in. What the?
Meltzer took his brain out and replaced it with a gum wad, dude.
Yeah. Meltzer took his brain out and never put it back in. Let him go. He's fine.
That's hilarious.
It is. It really is.
So Meltzer says, again, he said this is earlier today. He goes, AEW isn't in competition with NXT, but even on cable, AEW beats NXT most weeks.
Since when?
It doesn't in overall, okay? And key demo, you want to make that argument, sure, whatever.
Nope.
And all these people make the argument, oh, WWE isn't even serving the key demographic. But what is the key demo? We don't know. We had Dose breakdown. No, it's likely even older than what he claims, right? AEW isn't in competition with NXT, but even on cable, AEW beats NXT most weeks. Then if they're not in competition, why do you give up to even say the next part? Because we know why, because the best
guys, Tony Khan.
And here we go again. Yeah, the difference is the NFL has some of the highest rated broadcasts. AEW can't beat WWE development. And Dave, you act like they're in competition, but then you go, well, they're not. It's just so disingenuous, pompous, and fake and phony. And then Alvarez, see, this is why I don't give him a pass. And we're going to end with a Cornette clip, actually. Nice. But this is why I don't give Alvarez a pass, is because, like, he responds to this guy who says, so Meltzer gave Ospreay 2 5-star matches in one night, but Angle got 0 in 20 years. What the fuck? And then he tags everyone. And then Alvarez goes, it's just like his opinion, dude. But then I quote tweet this and I go, but Meltzer has explicitly said his star ratings are not just like his opinion, dude, and has gone on diatribes about how he's given matches high star ratings that he didn't particularly like because objectively they were good matches, and how his scale is infinite like an earthquake Richter scale as a result of that, of him being able to change his stars over time and go, oh, a match I would have given this much is now I would have given it this much. So yes, we get it's his opinion. Brian, you don't get a pass for defending him. Say, yeah, I try and tell the old coot that his opinion, or push back when he says that that's not his opinion, because he has said that. I don't know if it's on other shows. I don't know if it's to Alvarez, but we've covered it here, man. He talks like it's not opinion. He talks like it's fact. So check him on that. Or don't. Just keep kissing the ring, but then you're one of my lovely fools. And that's on you, bro. That's on you. Okay.
I've never given Alvarez a pass. Like, he's had a couple of times where he's pushed Dave, but then he always stops. He makes the money from the same place Dave does.
Okay, so let's get into someone in the chat said changing the old star ratings is exactly. Yeah. So here's our last clip of the night here.
I know this is gonna happen.
Cornette and Brian Last reacting. It's Dave Meltzer's description of how Tony Khan booked AEW's Continental Classic. It's a 5-minute clip. Shout out the Castle, and shout out Brian Last as well, and shout out Travis for the amazing artwork here, and so for giving me the Meltzer Hamburglar there for this Saturday night. I lifted it. I don't know. You tagged me in it and said here, so I lifted it for the thumbnail. But let's listen to this clip. This is good, pal, as the kids would say.
But in the next week, but if I see another tournament ever on this television or any of their associated programming, it will be too soon. What the? Can I just, before we start talking about, the first match was Ospreay and Felcher in the tournament. Can I?
Felcher? Does he call him that every time?
Yeah, he does.
Oh my God, dude.
99 times out of 100, his nicknames are just on point. They're great.
Set the tournament, we would be remiss in our standards as professional broadcasters if we didn't, for our audience who didn't pay attention to this tomfoolery, recap how these semifinal and final matches came together on this pay-per-view. So just so the people know, right?
Right.
Or you're with me.
Brian always is like locked into what Jim's saying, and then it's like, give me. I've been there. Trust me, Cornette. I've been.
Or he's on mute, trying to unmute himself. Like, oh shit, goddamn noise. Yeah, it happens to me sometimes.
Oh man. There we go. Saturday Night Fever, Dave. Here, let's go.
Wait, I didn't think that I thought it was an implied right.
Well, I had to breathe because I'm a COVID survivor. God damn it!
I thought it was an implied breath.
I'm going to start a GoFundMe. So I don't want to take it upon myself as a mere novice in these Blue League and Gold League, B block and A block and H&R block tournaments. I'm a novice. I want to go to a professional to explain to us, Brian Last, how these semifinal and final tournament matches came to be on this pay-per-view. I'm going to Uncle Dave.
Uncle Dave.
Okay.
This was written in the Wrestling Observer.
Oh God.
Guy sent me this copy, but I don't know what. I guess it was the Observer that covered the Dynamite and Rampage tapings in New York's Hammerstein.
Does Brian Last still subscribe to The Observer? Does anyone in chat subscribe to The Observer? Please don't.
I think Brian still does. I think Brian still does, and he probably writes it off as a tax write-off.
Yeah. Damn, I should do the same thing.
Because the way that Uncle Dave describes it as the show that they taped that night was built around setting up the Continental Classic semifinals. The booking came together strongly on the last show as every match had meaning.
Oh, God.
Are you ready to hear the meaning in the Gold League?
Every match in the Gold League. So what Frank Mortis was doing had meaning. He just showed up tonight randomly on a Collision, had a random match.
Brian.
Please.
Well, when Will Ospreay lost to Ricochet, it seemed impossible for him to make it because he had to beat Brody King to finish with 9 points, and everyone figured Claudio Castagnoli would beat Commander and be at 12.
What the? Oh my God! Is this what Dave is saying? Holy!
Oh my fucking
oh my God! So it's not like he stole the title. Like, bro, think about a feud in WWE right now. Why is everyone mad at Cody Rhodes? Well, because he's showing empathy. He's teaming up with Roman Reigns when Roman Reigns tore through everyone, including Cody. Look how simple and concise and easy I said that. Holy, you know what I mean, dude? What the? Why does Drew hate Punk? Well, he costed him key matches and moments, and for Punk, it's the same thing. It goes vice versa. Why does Punk and Seth hate each other? Because Punk left the company, Seth stayed in the company. At least this is the story they're telling.
Yeah.
And, Punk brought Seth in, and Seth feels entitled, and Seth feels like he abandoned him. There you go. It's not like people figured that Claudio was gonna win, but he didn't. So the meaning of this match was that he barely scraped by because of 9 points, because if Claudio got 12 but he didn't, it would have meant that what the bro, this is hilarious. I did not listen to this before. Thank God for Cornette and Last going over this.
So good.
I didn't see this anywhere, dude.
I saw that it was posted, but I usually don't listen to the clips. I just listen to the whole pod.
9 points.
Yeah, this is great, though. This is fantastic.
And everyone figured Claudio Castagnoli would beat Commander and be at 12. If Ricochet beat Darby Allin, he'd be at 12, and they would be the 2 to go. If Allin beat Ricochet, Ricochet and Ospreay would tie at 9, and Allin would have beaten Ricochet and Ospreay, so he'd go with Castagnoli.
Oh, my God.
Man, nobody's trying to watch wrestling and then do math. Beyond like, there's 5 guys in that faction and there's 4 guys in this one. They're probably going to get beat up. When you watch Breaking Bad, you don't have to do the math of the meth making for the guy. That's just like a quick compilation, right? And then they get into the drama.
No, but you got to do meth to do this math.
Yeah.
Hell.
King would have 9 with a win.
Oh, God.
And would have a tiebreaker over Allin, but not over Castagnoli or Ricochet. But Castagnoli lost, and Ricochet drew Allin. That put Ricochet in, and
see, Meltzer went on like 10 sentences going, well, if Castagnoli won, then it would have been 12 points, which meant if Commander won, then this and this and this. But Castagnoli didn't win, so it meant this and this and this and this. So then what did it mean? So then it didn't mean any of that you just previously said. It means all that you're about to say now. Why'd you say all that other? You like Fantasy Mark booked it for people thinking that look at the layers and the nuance to what Tony Khan. No, bro, those are matter of circumstances due to just math being math. You just named a bunch of that. I could write a tournament right now and I'm a dumb, and it would still math that way, Dave. You're a kooky old bastard. No one cares about this. You're psychotic, bro.
Castagnoli and Ospreay tied for second, but Ospreay won their match to advance. Got it?
I have no idea. No, I do not have it.
Then you gotta learn, baby.
You gotta
learn, baby, learn. Meltzer Inferno. Learn, baby, learn. Another day. So now the Blue League.
Man, Disco Dave.
Learn, baby, learn. For another day. So now the Blue League
really sells it.
Don't be back there cackling.
The Blue League now. That was just the Gold League. Let's get
God, that was just the Gold League.
Let's go.
Oh no,
this is incredible.
I'm sharing with the whole class. The Blue League now. This is an interesting case. This is clear cut right here, straight down the middle. The Blue League saw everyone but Beast Mortos still alive going into the last day. Services for him apparently will be.
What's that?
I just said dead Mortos. That's on. Then services for him. Like, it's just perfect. Just Jesus Christ.
You mean Frank? You must mean Frank?
Frank must have died. Oh, sorry, Frank.
Be taking place this weekend. Okada had 7 points and Benjamin had 6 going into their match. The winner would likely go to the final 4. Kyle Fletcher had 9 points.
Why would the winner likely go to the final 4, Dave? He's just saying every mathematical outcome. Like, Dave, yes, let some mark on Reddit do this. If you're trying to it's just he would put no work into trying to get anything in WWE this over. Like, he's trying to explain to a bunch of marks who fantasy book on Reddit or whatever that like why this should be over to them. It's insanity.
Yeah, no, because
Garcia had 7 and Mark Briscoe.
Sorry about that. What were you saying?
I was going to say, because if you bring up Monday Night Cable Wrestling, he's just going to talk about CMLL.
Yeah, he's going to talk about CMLL and the great weekend they had.
Yeah, so
Briscoe was in the clubhouse with 9. An Okada versus Benjamin draw would put Briscoe in the playoffs. Benjamin would die Briscoe. I think that means tie. I don't think they're suggesting any kind
with a tie. I don't make typos. 80 million words, no typos. The best guys, Tony Khan. So now he's also saying if this match had a draw, then this is what would also happen. It's like,
best guys, Tony Khan.
Oh man,
you're in too deep, and you're trying to keep. You know what I mean, bro? Dave, fucking pack it in, son. What's going on here, Gramps?
No, he's in too deep. He's turned into a sheep. That's what it is.
Benjamin would tie Briscoe with a win, but beat him head to head, so he'd likely be in. Okada beating Benjamin put him at 10. Had Garcia beat Fletcher, Okada and Garcia would be tied, and they had a draw. It was
and a reminder. This is what Dave says is the meaning. Oh, the tournament was so great because everything had meaning, and this is the meaning he's explaining. And meanwhile, what did they go with? Okada wins it, and then Kenny just comes back, and the whole tournament's pointless because you could have just did Okada Kenny without the tournament stuff, you know? So stupid.
Garcia would be tied, and they had a draw. It was said since they both made it, there would be a coin flip of who faces Ospreay and who faces Ricochet. If Fletcher won, that gave him 12 and Okada 10.
Dave, it is a tails or tails. We know Dave when Dave flips a coin with Tony. We know both options are tails. Dave Meltzer flips a coin booty up when he's fucking.
He's got the Joker coin, but he loses every time.
Yeah, Dave Meltzer's like, can I flip it with my butt cheeks? Can I flip it with my tongue, Ospreay? Is that okay, Tony Khan?
Whatever.
Oh my god.
A draw was all Fletcher needed because he'd have 10, as would Okada, and he'd finish first based on the head-to-head win. It's as plain as the nose on your face.
The booking all came together. That's where you started.
He's just done.
Well, that's what they're trying to sell the people in Cleveland.
You brought up before the idea. You don't want to see another.
The poor people of Cleveland.
This tournament. The Owen Hart usually starts what in the
all 900 that are going to that show or whatever show it was. All 2000 or whatever.
Spring.
Oh God!
Right. I mean, that's the annual spring thing, and then this is it. And then I think there's other ones randomly throughout the year. This is clearly something Tony Khan. I'm sure he spends lots of times and lots of pads figuring out the outcomes and the points. Dave loves it too. I don't think it connects to the regular fan.
No, it doesn't, or it would have worked when TNA tried to do it, or when Japan tries to do it. Remember, $14.99 for this. Yeah, I mean, ludicrous, right?
Ridiculous.
And ultimately, none of it meant nothing. None of the math, none of the everything Dave just fantasy did. He just had a blast writing that all out, I'm sure, in his little notebook. This doing fake math for his subscribers. Exactly. He's doing Meltzer math, Steiner math to put together what if scenarios in these leagues, trying to say that any of this meant other things mean more.
Stupid idiot.
No, because it's wrestling, and like, yes, it can work. I don't think this style of tournament really works in America or whatever,
No.
but either way, it's just very funny how Dave just went and fantasy Mark booked it out and then said that's a reason. This is indicative of the storytelling in AEW as well. No, like this guy just doing this thing and then he does this thing and then he does this thing doesn't mean there's reason, doesn't mean there's motivation, doesn't mean that it is a story. It's just people doing. It's the same with Dave here. He's like, everything had meaning. If this guy won this match and this, right, that's already implied, bro. That's already implied. That's 1 + 1 = 2. What is the meaning behind the other that goes along with it? You know what I mean? Like, that's why we're watching pro wrestling. If I want to watch a round robin, I'll watch footy. I'll go watch some football. You know, if I want, I'll go watch some cricket. If I want to watch a bunch of numbers I don't understand, you know, in a round robin style tournament, I'll go watch some footy, mate. You know, I'm not going to sit here and watch pro wrestling where it's about characters as much as it's about move sets and tournaments and all that. And Dave just said a bunch of what if shenanigans that didn't mean anything at the end of the day, because Okada just won and then Omega came out and just undermined everything that happened and no one really broke out. And the only thing you get from it, I guess, is like a little more Fletcher Osprey drama. And ultimately, you know, Ricochet went and is stabbing Swerve. So nothing really came of it. His wins and losses meant nothing. Okada and Omega, a match they could have made with just Omega coming back. Yeah. That's all they had to do. They don't need, because there was already the beef there with the Elite and all of that. I mean, Omega could just come back and face Okada. What was the point of undermining the whole tournament just for that? So Dave can fantasy Mark book all this Steiner math and say all this dumb. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it amounts to nothing. And that was Dave Meltzer's dumb. Another one, you guys. Dumb, big, dummy, dumb, dummy.
Dummy, yeah.
Dumb moment of the week. And it deserves an E flute, too. We gotta play it.